A U.S. seismologist remains detained in China, with Beijing accusing him of espionage linked to national security activities. An American seismologist is expected to face trial in China after authorities accused him of spying. Trump reportedly raised the scientist's detention directly with Xi, but no breakthrough has been announced. The detention has fueled speculation over whether the case is linked to sensitive nuclear monitoring and seismic research. Beijing's arrest of a U.S. scientist has intensified scrutiny of China's expanding nuclear program and security policies. China has detained U.S. seismologist Youlin Chen on alleged espionage charges, according to a Reuters report citing sources familiar with the case. Chen, a Chinese-born American citizen, has reportedly remained in Chinese detention for nearly 2 years without a public trial. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio officially designated Chen as wrongfully detained by China earlier this year in March. Reuters reported the Trump administration kept the designation relatively low profile to avoid disrupting broader diplomatic engagement with Beijing. Chen's wife said President Donald Trump personally raised her husband's case during talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping. She said she promised to review the case, but Chinese authorities have not taken any visible action since that conversation. Reuters reported that Chen's scientific research focused on detecting underground nuclear tests conducted by North Korea using seismic analysis. His work was funded by U.S. government agencies and relied on publicly available scientific data rather than classified information. Hostage advocacy groups said Chinese investigators questioned Chen more than 100 times about his research and professional activities. They believe Beijing is attempting to gain insights into techniques for concealing underground nuclear tests from international monitoring systems. Chen was arrested at Beijing International Airport while preparing to return to Boston after visiting relatives in China, according to the report. Before any potential conflict over Taiwan, China has reportedly built a full-scale replica of a U.S. warship, believed to be designed for target practice and weapons testing at a remote military facility. Beijing has reportedly constructed a replica of an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer at a desert testing range, creating a large-scale mock target resembling one of the U.S. Navy's most advanced surface combat ships. Satellite imagery revealed the mock warship at the Ruoqiang test range in China's Xinjiang region, offering a glimpse into the country's efforts to develop and test advanced military capabilities. The site also reportedly features a 6-meter-wide rail system with a ship-sized target installed on it, suggesting the facility may be designed to recreate conditions involving moving naval targets. Military specialists believe the mobile target could be used to simulate the movement of a naval vessel, allowing Chinese forces to improve accuracy and effectiveness during missile testing exercises. The U.S. Naval Institute has said that the complex has previously been used for ballistic missile testing, making it a significant location for evaluating China's long-range strike capabilities. Analysts believe these mock warship targets could help China test targeting methods, missile guidance systems, and other technologies needed for precision strikes against naval vessels. The replica destroyer is believed to be part of China's broader efforts to upgrade its anti-ship missile capabilities and strengthen its ability to challenge naval forces operating in the region. Reports suggest that China's long-range missile systems could pose a growing threat to U.S. naval operations in the Pacific, particularly during any future military confrontation involving Taiwan. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyer is considered one of the U.S. Navy's most important and capable warships, playing a central role in America's maritime defense strategy. These destroyers serve multiple missions, including acting as air defense platforms, protecting aircraft carrier strike groups, and carrying out long-range strike operations against potential threats. The U.S. Navy's Destroyer Squadron 15, based in Japan, operates 10 Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, making it a key component of American naval power in the Indo-Pacific region. The unit regularly conducts operations across the Indo-Pacific, an area where U.S. and Chinese military forces frequently operate in close proximity amid rising strategic competition. Analysts say the replica warship could help China prepare for potential conflict involving U.S. naval forces by allowing Beijing to test missile systems, targeting methods, and operational tactics. The development comes as China continues to expand its military capabilities around the Taiwan Strait, with Beijing increasing investments in naval power, missile technology, and regional combat readiness. Amid intensifying Taiwan tensions, China has unveiled a powerful high-power microwave weapon system that researchers say could target and disable satellites orbiting the Earth. The disclosure came through a research paper published in July 2026 by Chinese scientists from the National University of Defense Technology. The findings appeared in the peer-reviewed journal High Power Laser and Particle Beams, giving the claims scientific weight and drawing immediate scrutiny from Western defense and space analysts. The report claims China's HPM weapon system can now generate an extraordinary 100 gigawatts of microwave energy, a level of output that could overwhelm and destroy the electronics of almost any satellite. The system achieves that staggering output by combining multiple high-power pulse generators working in synchronization, pooling their energy to produce a single concentrated and devastating microwave blast. Chinese scientists involved in the research say the HPM technology has now crossed from laboratory experiments into practical real-world applications, a shift that signals the weapon is far closer to deployment than previously understood. According to the report, HPM weapons could now credibly threaten entire low-Earth orbit satellite constellations, putting thousands of commercial and military satellites at risk of being disabled in a single coordinated pulse. According to the South China Morning Post, constellations like Starlink could be struck at an extremely low cost relative to the satellite's value, making this a devastatingly asymmetric and affordable counter-strategy for China. The HPM system fires tightly concentrated bursts of high-power microwave energy, directing them with precision toward electronic targets in the sky or in orbit above. Unlike conventional weapons, it attacks electronic systems directly rather than using explosives, silently burning out circuits and rendering satellites useless without any visible physical destruction. It is specifically engineered to disrupt or permanently damage low-Earth orbit satellites, the backbone of modern military communications, GPS navigation, and battlefield surveillance. A sophisticated multi-module design allows multiple pulse generators to fire in precise coordination, boosting the combined output to a staggering 100 gigawatts of concentrated destructive power. Each compact pulse generator contributes its portion of the total energy, firing simultaneously so their outputs merge into a single overwhelming and targeted microwave strike. The entire system is being built specifically for future anti-satellite and electronic warfare missions, signaling that China is already planning how to strip away enemy sensors from the very first moments of a conflict. Chinese researchers say the next phase of development will focus on making future versions smaller, cheaper, and more precise, potentially enabling deployment from ships, aircraft, and mobile ground vehicles. The paper also revealed that the weapon's power system is engineered to start and operate reliably even at -40 degrees Celsius, a capability that dramatically expands where and when it can be used. That cold weather tolerance could allow China's electronic warfare units to deploy the system in Arctic, high-altitude, or polar regions, opening up new theaters of conflict that were previously considered too extreme for sensitive military hardware. All of this comes as China's latest submarine missile tests have already placed U.S. territories like Guam and Hawaii in the crosshairs, suggesting Beijing is assembling a layered strategy to blind, jam, and strike simultaneously.